Hello and welcome to the tournament briefing for the Grassroots Trust 2018 Junior Nationals Touch Championships. Touch New Zealand would like to extend our thanks to all provincial associations and volunteer managers, coaches and support staff for the time and effort you put into this event. Please ensure that you have read the manager's pack as the tournament briefing runs along the information provided. Our major partners for the event: Grassroots Trust. Once again, Grassroots Trust has supported the Junior National event for the second year in a row. We'd also like to extend our thanks and acknowledgement to all the other Touch New Zealand partners that will be on site or have provided support to enhance the event for our participants and sport. Assistance during the event. For key contacts, please refer to your manager's pack for all contact numbers. Tournament manager is Pam Hyde. She is responsible for all the logistics on site and in lead up to the tournament. Any eligibility queries and challenges and protests must go through the tournament manager. Our communications and social media area is managed by Tamara Keefe. The pre-event referee management is by Vanessa Smith. Touch New Zealand staff, event staff, Māori wardens and Manurewa policing team will also be part of this event. For communication at the event, all communication will be via tour managers. This will be either on mobiles or via the daily communication notice that is available at Tournament Control at 9 AM daily. In regards to public and spectators, generic information will be available on the Touch New Zealand website under the Events and Junior Nationals tabs. The Touch New Zealand social media Facebook site will also be another form of information sharing. For all other information sharing at the event will be via the on-field sound system. Please ensure that you contact and are aware of who your tour managers are for your provincial association. For the event and game results, the results boards will be set up downstairs in front of Tournament HQ. The results board will have updates following each round. Please anticipate 10 to 15 minutes delay following your round conclusion for the results to go up. At the end of each day, the results will be added to the Touch New Zealand website, www.touchnz.co.nz. It will be under the Events tab, under Junior Nationals. Please ensure you check the results, as human error can occur when keying game results in. If a result is not showing correctly and accurately, please come up to Tournament Control. As part of health and safety, injury management on site, we have the medical team of St John's as well as the ACC physiotherapy team. We also have Fit 360, which is a warm-up and activation area specific to try and manage injury prevention for our players. Please note the on-field injury management process. The managers are to assess the injury status of a player if they go down injured on the touch field. Should the injured player be deemed unable to be moved from the field of play, please flag down an event staff member and they will assist by calling St John's over the communication system. Injury support items. Please note that there is no approval for the usage and wearing of braces, splints or casts of any kind. The only approved item that a player can wear on the field of play is K-tape, rigid strapping tapes and tubey grip. Any item such as compression garment must have a dispensation approval from the tournament manager prior to the tournament commencing, as per the manager's pack. Risk management at this event. Touch New Zealand are pleased to advise that our risk management and hazard notification and control plans are available on the Touch New Zealand's website, should you wish to review these. In hot weather conditions, at a temperature of 30 degrees, Touch New Zealand will determine whether games continue and the format. With wet weather conditions, once again Touch New Zealand will assess the ground surface and the safety for our players and referees in relation to play continuing. All information will be shared with tour managers and over the loudspeaker should either of these situations arise during the event. The risk and management plan that Touch New Zealand have in place, as advised, is available on the Touch New Zealand website. This takes into account all the site logistics as well as player safety. For venue traffic management, the main car park for this event is via Sykes Road. On Sykes Road, past the Aquatic Centre entranceway, a roundabout will be in front of you. At the roundabout, take the left and you will be directed into the park. The walkway access from the main car park onto the fields is via this parking area. A secondary car park is off Weymouth Road in a parking bay. Access is off Weymouth and Freelanders Roads roundabout. Please note that the Manurewa Sports Centre car park is out of bounds to all teams and spectators. This is the officials' car park and will be manned by Māori wardens for ticketed members only. We do, however, offer the ability for those with disability car park stickers to park in the designated areas at the Manurewa Sports Centre. Venue access for Mountford Park. There is very limited vehicle access for marquee delivery, so please ensure that your provinces have contacted the tournament manager Pam Hyde to advise of delivery time and access requirements. All other gazebos and non-essential items such as chili bins, chairs, will be required to be walked on to the site. There is no team vehicle access during the playing days. Pedestrian access is via the footpath from the main car park at the back of Mountford Park. This event is once again a smoke and alcohol-free event. Please ensure, managers, that you advise all your parents of this information. We do have overnight security on site. However, we do ask you to please ensure you do not leave any valuables in your marquee areas at any time during the day if you are away from your marquee or gazebo site. Overnight, please ensure that you drop your gazebo covers low so that they are not lifted away in any wind. We also ask that you remove any items that you deem as valuable overnight. Please advise all spectators and parents that no spectators can be within 3 metres of the fields. This is to ensure the safe running for our officials and our players. Touch New Zealand Sideline Behaviour Protocol. Touch New Zealand are very pleased to have introduced the Sideline program UFI this season. As part of that, we will have UFI ambassadors walking around the site to assist with any sideline behaviour. Part of the sideline behaviour information is the sharing of our protocols and steps if a sideline behaviour issue is escalated. We will look towards provincial tour managers to be contacted should an incident be escalated on site. As a reminder, as we move through this presentation, the information that is specific to the event is in your manager's pack. So please ensure you have taken time to read all the areas covered in this presentation document. Conditions of entry, scorecards, uniforms, eligibility, stand down players, coaching positions, protests and appeals, and final showcase and the presentation. For game results, scorecards and disputes, we would ask that during the game, at half-time, you confirm the half-time score with the referees or referees support official at half-time. At full-time, once again, please confer with the referee or referee support officials for the final score. If you are in agreement with the score, please sign the card. If you believe the score is incorrect, do not sign the card and lodge a protest with tournament control. A protest is to be lodged within 15 minutes. Touch New Zealand will, on receipt of a process, investigate the information and look to source alternative information to resolve the dispute. Our scorecard system for this event, as you will note, has the touchdown number and beside it a box that the referee will also write the player playing number that scored the touchdown. There is also a half-time score and a full-time team score. You'll also be required to advise to the referee before the game commences any stand-down or non-playing members' playing numbers, as this needs to be recorded. Only 14 players can be registered for any one game. Excess players. Up to 16 players can be registered per team on the team registration form. Once again, prior to the match commencing, you are to advise the referee official of stand-down player numbers for recording on the scorecard. Stand-down players must wear training uniform in the sub-box during the game. They cannot be wearing a playing singlet. All players in the sub-box, officials and support staff must be wearing closed-in shoes. The interchange sub-box area. Only those players and team officials registered on the team registration form can be in the sub-box. Anyone who is not on the team registration form is ineligible and a protest can occur. Once again, closed-in shoes must be worn in the sub-box by anyone who is standing in the sub-box. Interchanges. These are to occur within the sub-box area only. Players are and officials are to remain off the field of play during the game. Any coach that wishes to remove themselves from the sub-box at any stage must remain mute around the field of play. As a reminder, players and team officials should remain in the sub-box during the game. Equipment. Only approved equipment is allowed in the sub-box. There are to be no umbrellas, gazebos or seats. Please ensure that the sub-box is kept clear for players to utilise for subbing. For all semi-finals and finals, there is a potential for a drop-off if the score is tied at the end of the game. The drop-off rules. The normal rules. At the end of the game, a siren will occur, indicating the game has come to full time. The team who won the toss taps off to commence the drop-off. The substitution box and direction stay the same. The drop-off starts immediately without delay. The knockdown. Should a knockdown occur, the touch count will restart. The right of reply. Before a result can be declared in extra time, both teams must have had possession. The hooter system. The 2-minute period is managed by tournament control and communicated over the loudspeaker system. The Touch New Zealand Playing Rules 8th edition. Please see Rule 4 to 8 for the details of the playing rules for the drop-off. Please ensure that your coaches and managers are aware of the drop-off procedure. Finals information for grand finalists. Upon your making a grand final, team managers are to come to tournament control immediately to confirm captains, any vice captains and name pronunciations for players. Teams are required to be at the entrance point to the finals field 10 minutes before the match starts. Players will be called onto the field of play in number order, with captains first. Entry onto the field of play for finals. Players are to run out onto the 10-metre line, face the opposing team as opposing teams' names are called. The national anthem will be played, and at the conclusion of the anthem, teams are to move forward, shake hands and go to their respective sub-boxes, ready for the game to commence. Presentations for all grades. The order of presentations is noted in this slide, along with the times. Each grade will have bronze, silver and gold medals awarded. Presentations will take place on the finals field at the conclusion of the 18 boys game in the order noted. Following each medal presentation, teams will be asked to move over to the team photo sign area for the event official medalist photos. Site information. Once again, with health and safety, a number of areas are being covered off in this briefing. There are toilets on site, a number are under the grandstand, are accessible from the back entrance opposite the finals field. The toilet trailer will also be on site for the duration of the event. Water. The water on site is drinkable, and there are a number of water stations under the grandstand in the area leading into the toilets. There are also taps situated on the back of the grandstand building, beside the finals field. Food vendors. We have once again a number of food vendors on site who are all licensed for trade. Tournament headquarters. Should you need to go to tournament headquarters, please be aware that it is up at the top right-hand side of the stadium. Access to tournament headquarters is via the grandstand stairs only. Marquees and gazebos. Only approved team marquees and gazebos are allowed to be set up on site. Setup is only in approved areas in conjunction with the ground manager. Please ensure that the setup crew for your province does not set up anywhere until they have actually met the ground manager and been taken over to an allocated site. Security. Once again, the security on site. The responsibility for any items belongs to your team. As such, Touch New Zealand security team overnight will try to ensure the safety of your marquees. However, we encourage you to take any items off site that are valuable. Parking is once, as mentioned, via Sykes Road at the back of Mountford Park and on the lay-by parking area off Weymouth Road roundabout. There's also parking along Sykes Road itself. A reminder to teams, referee queries at half-time. Only the team captain or coach can approach the referees for rule clarification. Please ensure that you keep this to a minimum and that your query is in regards to clarification only. Hazard identification. As with all health and safety requirements, any and all hazards should be reported to tournament control. Please ensure that if you notice anything around the field or on the field of play in car parks or walkways, you take the time to report this. Your safety is important. Attached is a field map where it is anticipated fields will be placed. The numbering of fields will not occur until event staff is on site on Thursday morning. Once the field numbering occurs, the map will be available via the Touch New Zealand website under the Junior Nationals tab and also emailed out to provinces along with being available on the scoreboard on Friday morning. Requirements and further information. The paperwork requirements for this event. The final team registration form with players' playing numbers and all team officials must either be handed in at tournament control or emailed to the tournament manager on pam@touchnz.co.nz by Thursday the 8th of February at 7 p.m. We will not accept any team registrations after this date and time. To be handed in with the team registrations is the AWHI promise agreements. We would like to ensure that every team has taken the opportunity to read through the AWHI promise and undertake that there will be positive sideline behaviour. This information we would also appreciate to be shared with parents. The player bio information is to be submitted by email to Pam Hyde by the 5th of February. Compression garments. This is covered under the tournament rules uniform area. Compression garment dispensation must be lodged 10 days before the event and can be considered only based upon receipt of a medical certification. The medical certificate should state the injury of the player, the support of compression garment wearing, and the reason why the compression garment is required. The referees will be supplied with the information and will allow compression garments only by those that have tournament manager approval dispensation. The manager's pack has been included and emailed out to all provinces. Please note specifically Rule 22. At their sole discretion, the match referees, referee support official, Touch New Zealand advisory panel member or Touch New Zealand tournament officials have the right to instruct any person or persons to immediately leave the park and or surrounding playing area should the conduct of the individual considered to be threatening, abusive or bring the game into disrepute. For the event entry criteria, this has been outlined in the manager's pack, and at this point in time the only component to be completed is the final team registration form with playing numbers to be handed in. Player eligibility is governed by the Touch New Zealand eligibility policy. This policy is on the Touch New Zealand website. As such, every player should be registered with the province they wish to play for, either by playing in the province or have completed a draft or transfer. We wish you all well for the event and good luck to all teams.